The mother-in-law wanted to reprimand her daughter-in-law in front of everyone again. She did not expect that the daughter-in-law would completely change from her former gentleness this time. Whoever stepped forward would get slapped in the face by the daughter-in-law's backhand. Then she directly flipped over the dining table. No one would be able to eat anymore. Seeing this, the nanny tried to stir up trouble. She said that the woman had overturned the table. Her son would not be able to eat and grow healthily. In response, the woman directly grabbed the rice from the ground. She forced the rice into the mouths of the nanny and the nanny's son. The reason why the woman was so furious, it was all because her husband had not only had an affair with the nanny and given birth to an illegitimate child. Not long ago, the mother-in-law had shamelessly gone to the woman's company to make a scene. She claimed that she could no longer stay at home. She demanded that the woman give her 200,000 yuan every year for her to live in a nursing home. The accompanying husband immediately scolded the mother-in-law to stop making trouble when he saw this. After all, this was the woman's company, and it would have a bad impact on her. But the woman could tell at a glance that the mother and son were putting on an act. Their goal was to embarrass her in public and force her to give them money. However, the woman refused to give them the money and did not indulge them. As a result, the mother-in-law sat directly on the ground and threw a tantrum. She accused the woman of being unfilial and abusing her. The colleagues at the company started whispering among themselves immediately after hearing this. The woman could no longer bear it because of this. She exposed in public that the mother-in-law had asked her best friend to work as a nanny at her home, but the nanny had gotten involved with her husband, and she gave birth to an illegitimate child. The mother-in-law came to the company to make a big scene now. It was nothing more than because she wanted the illegitimate child to attend an elite school, but the mother and son had no jobs and no money, so they tried every means to force the woman to hand over the money. The colleagues were speechless after hearing this. They did not expect that there could be such shameless people in the world. They could not help but spit at the mother and son one after another. The mother-in-law and the husband were extremely embarrassed when they saw this, but at that moment, the company leader rushed over upon hearing the noise. They immediately slandered the woman in front of the leader. However, the leader drove them away on the grounds that they were disturbing the work. Then the leader called the woman into the office. The woman thought the leader was going to reprimand her, but she did not expect that after learning the whole story, the leader instead felt deeply sympathetic for what she had gone through. At the same time, the leader also told her he had planned to find an opportunity to promote her to be the general person in charge of the branch company. He just took the chance to give her the promotion letter today to prevent her family from harassing her again. Meanwhile, the leader also advised the woman to get rid of that ungrateful family as soon as possible. The woman was deeply moved upon hearing this, and she no longer had any worries. The husband and the mother-in-law, who knew nothing about this, still thought that their making a scene at the company that day would definitely make the woman feel intimidated, so they became even more unscrupulous. They even refused to let the woman's daughter eat dinner. They wanted to intimidate the woman. The woman came back and just saw her daughter crying. She could not bear it any longer because of this. She first coaxed her daughter into the room to sleep. Then she flipped over the table in anger.